Welcome back. Last week we followed our players as they finished up at the mall and started their second day of school. We now catch up with them as they continue to investigate the rest of their classmates. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. So I guess Yukio was gonna talk to the scary girl.
Yeah,
So
she's a pale girl with black hair and like two pigtails.
like he's like whispers under his breath. She has obviously got a creepy quirk, but whatever.
Um, and so she is reading a book. It's a red book. It's got some sort of uh, stuff on the cover. I'm gonna ask you to make a roll. Actually, no. She's reading a book.
Would I not recognize it or
Do you
like be
want
able
to
to read?
try and recognize the book? Because this is what the roll would be for.
Sure, yeah, I can roll.
If you want to roll stealth or perception.
I got an 8.
And owlbear crashed on me.
Oh,
Yeah, I got an 8 for stealth.
All right. So you do see this book. You may or may not remember it. It's a red book. It's got this sort of black symbol on the cover. So you read like meta liberation on the front cover before she notices you and shuts it very quickly and like tucks it into her like school uniform.
oh,
What you reading there? Seems interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Can I help you with something?
Oh, uh, no, not really. I'm just trying to get to know everyone else in class. Greeting. I'm Yukio. Nice to meet you.
Suzume, nice to meet you too.
Do you believe in that sort of thing? He would point at where he saw her stash the book.
Well, lots of people say things.
Just got curious.
So, what's your whole deal? You didn't give like an introduction on day one.
Oh, I just sort of got distracted.
Oh yeah,
And
happens to
also,
me sometimes too.
yeah, I was playing on my PFP and forgot that I had to do introductions.
Yeah, listen, as long as you're not like, never mind. Um, can I help you with anything?
No, I just wanted to say hi. Would you know where to find books like those?
I think I have a spare copy.
Think I could borrow it for a bit, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, sure. And she reaches back into her school uniform. Actually, no, she reaches into her book bag and she pulls out it's a similar version, except it's been like the cover's been it's a different cover. But it's the same book, if that makes sense. Like someone's put like a different like cover screen on top of it. Like it's got like a
It's like a disguise,
yeah, like it's
basically.
got like a fake cover. Like if you're reading like I guess like if you're reading like what you would do if you were reading like 50 Shades of Grey on the bus.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll take the book and be like, I'll read this and I'll be sure to get back to you. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. It's good meeting you.
Yeah. And just sort of as you walk back to your chair, she is like you can feel her eyes staring into the back of your head.
As soon as he sits down, he's just like, oh, she's creepy. Like in his head, so she doesn't hear and haunt him.
All right. Riku, you want to talk to anyone?
yeah, Rico's gonna go talk to Hanako.
Hanako
He's gonna be like, yes. He's gonna be like, "Hey, Hanako, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
Did you do the math homework?"
There was math homework.
Yeah.
I'll do it in history, I think, if I have time.
You want to work on it together?
Oh, yeah, sure. Um,
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder.
all right.
Give him like a little shake and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you're fine, right?"
Oh, yeah. I'm fine.
All right. Any come to a decision about what we talked about last time?
Not getting into trouble seems pretty easy.
Nah. Are you gonna drop out of the class?
Oh, no, I'll probably stay in for as long as I can. I don't want my sister to give up her spot for nothing.
Yeah, it's my boy.
He sort
I
of
mean, if you ever want to talk, hmm?
yeah, he sort of just looks to the side and like blushes and like scratches his face. Like,
Well, I mean, Rico would have said it quietly. Yeah.
yeah, it just he's very embarrassed. Doesn't look like this guy gets like a lot of praise for doing stuff.
Just gonna tell him, yeah, if you ever just want to talk or something, need help with the math or something, just let me know.
Yeah, thanks. And if you need like help, I'm part of the gardening club, so if you like need help like getting into a tool shed or something.
Definitely, man. You know, uh, I would love to get some vegetables or something.
Oh, we do actually have vegetables like coming up in the next couple of weeks. If you I can bring some for you.
Yes, please, bro. Dude. I've only eaten cafeteria food for the whole past day.
Yeah, cool. I'll make sure to set some aside for you.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna go talk to Kiba. See you later.
Oh, yeah, see ya.
Huh?
And
Kiba, how you doing?
you can see him like slowly look up at you with this like yesterday he was upset, but now he's like decided he's going to be enigmatic. He's trying to remain as neutral as possible.
Mm. This time you did look at me.
Of course, we're classmates. Why wouldn't I look at you?
That's what I'm saying. So, did you do the math homework?
Uh, yeah,
You mind cross-checking my answers?
fine. And he sort of holds his hand out, like, give it to me.
I'm gonna take it out. Just hand it over.
He sort of snatches it, opens up his book bag,
Chill, bro.
looks at it for maybe 15 seconds, hands it back to you. The answers are right.
Nice. Hey, about yesterday, you want to spar again? Well, like not like today, but like for practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, uh, sure. Besides, I was a little rusty. I'm sure we could,
No, yeah, no, you got potential, man.
yeah,
You're crazy good.
yeah, just, not today. I have something going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
After classes? Come on, man. We got homework. What you trying to do?
well, I'm pretty good on the homework.
You already did the book analysis for literature.
I already read the book.
Um,
He's already
what was it about?
he gives you sort of the rough synopsis,
Mhm.
which is not even like a critique of the book. It's just like, hey, it's about two brothers and they're moving across like the hellscape of like the new. They're trying to go from like India into Japan, but there's like no aerial transportation's down because it's quirks have just been discovered and there's sort of been like that apocalypse scenario.
Mm.
So this is like this is sort of like the this is like one of the remaining literatures from that sort of time period.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, but he's like, yeah, it's about two brothers and yada yada yada. It's blah 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 blah, and like maintaining like morals in a world without them and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. So, if you just need help with whatever you're gonna do after class, just let me know.
Yeah, sure.
I wink.
He like recoils, and then he like regains his like posture, and he like tries to become like more like noble looking. He's also out of dress code today as well. He's got a different outfit, but he's still out of dress code.
Nice drip, and then I go back.
All right, you guys. He finishes with roll call. The bell rings, and you guys move on to your next class of the day, which I believe is history. Which is taught by Midnight. You guys are doing
And funnily
history.
enough, Yukio's gonna start reading the meta liberation.
You guys start reading the meta liberation front stuff. All right. Um, just for the other members of don't know what book he got. It's a very like cheesy romance novel cover. So
Reading a romance history?
yeah.
Peace? Question mark.
Um, Midnight does look at you, but doesn't comment on it.
Hell yeah.
He probably read it.
I raise you, she wrote it.
Oh,
Oh god.
But yeah, you guys have history class. It's fairly standard. It's Midnight. She's giving just sort of the history of the general history of what we know about the world. Anything that didn't, basically, you got a whole bunch of old stuff, basically dawn of civilization, that sort of thing. She sort of talks about like there's an important like through line in the class where it's like, hey, here's like the legends of heroes and like ancient civilizations and that sort of thing, and like what heroes looked like 100 years ago and that sort of thing, and like the sort of like recurrence of heroes throughout history. But today is just a general like, today you're gonna learn about, or the shogunate. You're gonna learn about the shogunate today. Um, just sort of a general period in history. And she gives you like a study guide, and you do have a quiz in 2 weeks.
So quizzes.
with
Yeah, like a.
We're a week behind. Are we able to like get an extension on that quiz?
Do you ask that in class?
Yes.
Oh, yes, of course. If you guys want to schedule a time during my office hours, I'd be sure to give you guys an opportunity to take the quiz then.
It'd be appreciated.
Why would we need an extension?
Because you started school a week late.
Ah. Yeah, I'd probably do it.
For reference, this does not count towards your economics quiz. You do not get an extension on that one.
when is that?
Next
sad.
week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's just economics. We got it.
Stonks.
Stocks.
Just let the poor kid take the economics class.
General thing. I mean, if you guys want to like ask any specific questions to like this class or anything.
I want to tell the group about Kiva going somewhere after school.
Going somewhere?
He said he was gonna do something, but when I try to ask him what, he dodged the question.
You want to tail him?
Oh, tell him. Oh, I mean, we don't got anything after school, right?
He could be meeting up with someone.
Could be meeting up with the person he's covering.
And luckily, I am actually pretty good at stealth.
Oh, ho, ho. Hey, Jason, what do you guys think?
Stalking just a random classmate.
Oh, it's not stalking. It's more like
It's very clearly
vigilance.
stalking.
We're following
no.
a lead. That's what we're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. We're investigating.
We're detectives.
We're actually heroes.
Yeah. You can do your cross country. We'll do work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. You do that.
Wait, you're actually not coming?
Well, I don't know. I don't even know this guy.
He's suspicious.
Yeah.
How do we know he's suspicious other than that he's in the class and Kenta mentioned him?
He's not gonna find us.
I mean, he's not the most perceptive.
He's not even the strongest.
That's true. I yelled his name. He didn't even turn around.
Okay, fine. I'll come along.
Quirky, this kid is crazy.
Are you still reading your romance novel or?
Oh, that. Not really a romance novel. Oh,
Oh.
Jason died.
Think he? Oh, Jason.
Oh, he's alive again.
Who?
Hello.
There you are. Did your Discord crash?
No, bro, it was his quirk. Oh my gosh.
His quirk.
Discord
Discord.
keeps like lagging like hard.
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh,
Basically, we're gonna follow Kibe. You want in or not?
What time is it in game?
We're still in history. We were in history.
yeah. And we're planning stuff for after school.
Yeah.
I'll say like I can follow for a little bit, but I got work later.
Oof.
All right.
Like so, I'll have to leave by like 5. Supposed to be there by 5:30.
Damn.
You don't have to come.
I mean, you know,
I mean, I don't really have much else I can do aside from like I guess I could try joining a club, but
Well, also, like, if we're getting to like some deep shit and you got to leave by like 5, then it's gonna be pretty hard for you to leave at that point.
yeah, just run away. Sorry, I can't fight anymore. I gotta go to work.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
I don't think many villains will take that as a good response.
yeah,
what if you follow us following him?
yeah. Be a little
Or-
lookout.
Or
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. We can just FaceTime.
Well, you're right.
I don't even have to really be there. That way I can record the call in case y'all see something, and I have video evidence there.
And could actually no, calling the police would not be a good idea.
No, but video evidence is still
At this
good.
moment in time, no. But if something happens,
Then you could edit it to make us look innocent.
Yes.
This really just feels like a bad idea.
But it would be
Ow.
fun.
It's only bad if you have a bad attitude.
It's only bad if we get caught.
That too.
As we say this in front of the dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I imagine we're like
We're all
texting or
saying
something.
this directly in front of him.
Yeah.
Out loud.
Um Yeah, but as you guys are sort of like having this conversation, you hear the bell ring for the end of class. Your next class is going to be math. You got your math? Hopefully you did your math homework.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You've got ectoplasm as your math instructor.
hey Riku, could I borrow your math homework real quick?
Why, bro?
Don't worry about it.
Come on, man.
I did.
Intelligence check to see if Jason actually remembered to do his homework.
Come on, Yukio.
Yukio
Tell me,
looks at
man.
his blank piece of paper. Uh,
You need some help. You know what I mean?
yeah, I was thinking maybe I could just like quickly copy that down.
I wouldn't call it copying. I call it collaborating. You know, inspiring.
Yeah,
Yeah. Pass it over.
I'm gonna just do that on the way to class. Just like put down it's like have a pixel floating in front of me to act as like a flat surface to write on.
All right.
And like we'll try to just quickly jot shit down.
On a 4, how likely would that be if for someone to actually do their homework out of 6?
Oh, like someone like in class 1D?
Well, for me, like I rolled a D6 for intelligence because I'm like I don't even remember. I don't even know if Jason would have done his homework, so I rolled a D6,
Yeah, I mean,
which is his intelligence.
honestly, it's really up to you. I mean, there's a whole bunch of ways you could play this.
I'll have it. He did some of it, but he didn't finish it.
He didn't finish it. All right. Does he try and finish up the last of it before he gets into class? Does he just put in random answers?
Not random answers, but he's gonna make it look like he's gonna start doing like formulas on like the side of the paper that make it look like he's trying to finish it, and he just either didn't have time to be like, I'm sorry, I did the best I could, but I didn't understand the
Oh,
questions.
oh yeah. Uh, so you sort of get to class ahead of everybody else and is like, hey, I have a few questions about the assignment.
Yeah.
And he basically just gives you the rest of the answers. He's like, oh, I see you did your work. I suppose I can get you some answers.
Oh, so I was doing it completely wrong then. I'm not surprised. I'm bad at math.
It's only your second day. No big worries. But you should talk to
I'm
some of your
17.
classmates.
Yeah. Do you have anyone you recommend that like is good at math?
Uh, hmm. He sort of like scrunches his
Even
nose.
if even if it's from like another class, I'll try and like talk to them, see if like they'd maybe consider like tutoring me.
Yes, if you wanted to talk to Momo Yayurozu, uh, Tenya Ida, not him. You might be able to talk to, I believe her name is Kendo? Tendo?
See his face just sour at the thought of Ida and Momo.
Yeah, just the,
Bad idea.
yeah, Haru, I know, takes recordings of the class. She might be able to get something to you. Um, Additionally, Octogi is a fairly studious student. He might have something for you. Kenta is also um, fairly ahead compared to the rest of the class. In Class C, it's hard to say. I don't really have them as much as the other classes. I'm sure there are plenty of academic students in Class 1C.
He's gonna ask, what would would you happen to have Miss Kendo's like school email?
It's not really uh in it's not mine to disclose. Although you might be able to see her at lunch today.
Okay, thank you. He's gonna go take his seat.
The rest of you guys sort of filter in. Is a continuation of the Pythagorean theorem, uh, except now you're sort of altering it a little bit, and you're learning to use sine, cosine, and tangent. And this will be your second opportunity to ask questions about your classmates.
I think I'm in the wrong room.
Oh, are you?
There. Yeah, I was in the wrong room.
Oh. But yeah, this is your opportunity to ask questions about your classmates. Since you've already gotten to speak with them, I'll allow you guys to make rolls on your classmates. Basically anything you want to make, like you want to make an intelligence check, like an insight check, maybe even like a. If you guys could explain a check to me, I might give you information based on it. If you wanted to find something out about someone's quirk, probably a quirk education. If you wanted to notice something about like
What was the girl that Jason talked to again? Sumuki?
Sayu?
Yeah. He wants to. He's gonna roll a quirk education. See if he would be able to tell what her quirk is.
Yeah, roll quirk education.
Ooh, that's a fat 4.
The unfortunate thing is it's not obvious from her like outlook what her quirk is. You might have been like if you're a little bit more versed in like a lot of these kids might have like a criminal record. So if they had like made splashes in the news, you might have been able to tell something from that. But just off of like a bare read of trying to figure out what her quirk is, it's very difficult to tell. She has never used it in class, and it seems like it requires some sort of like resource.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, is there anything I might know about why Kibe is here, like in Class 1D?
Oh, like why he's here, like what he did?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If you want to give me a, if you have a check you want to use, you just basically have to give me an explanation.
Let me look at. I guess maybe insight, just to see if I can tell like what type of thing he might have done,
All
like
right.
if it was sort of general delinquency like me or something more.
Yeah, if you want to roll insight.
That's a 7, which I believe is technically a crit.
7, which is technically a crit. All right. So yeah, it seems like he's sort of a normal, seems like more delinquency like you, like just regular delinquency. Although it does seem like he has a pretty big problem with authority. Like he seems to actively rebel against what the teachers, like if the teachers assign a task, he is very quick to do anything but that task. Not to like, he sort of toes the line. And it seems like he generally has he has a disrespect for authority. So you imagine that might have run him into some trouble at some point.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, he doesn't like people who make rules. Or he has some other thing against them. But, yeah. This would also be a problem with that insight check. You'd also notice that his hair is not. His hair is white. It's not naturally that white.
Okay.
Like it seems like he's like real. Like his almost seems to like shine with how white it is. It probably is more like a very like a lighter, maybe a lighter blonde with some like gray undertones. It's difficult to tell what people's natural hair color is with quirk, because unless their roots are exposed, it's sort of up in the air. But it's probably not his natural hair color. And he does have a small tattoo like on his arm. Anyone else have questions?
Yukio would want to know or like try to learn the spooky girl's quirk.
The spooky girl's quirk. All right, if you want to roll.
Yes. I'm gonna try to use quirk education.
Quirk education. All right.
Damn, 7.
I'm gonna give it to you only because you used it in the description of her. I'll give you the name and the sort of what it does. Much like Mrs. Joke, her quirk manipulates the user's emotions. And her quirk name is Spooky.
All right. Yeah, that tracks.
I mean, like, yeah. I'll give you another insight because it's particularly relevant to why she's here. The reason she is in the 1D hero course is so what you assume her reason is that she's here is every once in a while she like flicks it on and off, which is probably the reason you were able to figure it out so quickly. Is if you're paying attention, every once in a while you'll feel this like very menacing aura like pop up and then immediately diminish. Like it's like a feeling like you're about to die, and then it goes away almost immediately.
Oh.
And you'd
She has
probably
dangerous pressure.
yeah. It's only really noticeable if you're paying attention to her. So if you're not like actively trying to figure out what her quirk is, it's almost imperceptible. But
All right.
anyone else got some questions?
Yeah, Riku wants to figure out who's class president.
Who is class president? An amazing question, and I'm glad you've asked. Do you want to roll something for it, or
Insight.
you just want to?
Yeah, I was thinking insight.
Insight? All right.
Like who looks the most class presidency?
Who looks like the most class president? All right. Roll.
Got a 3.
A 3?
I got a 1 and then +2.
All right. Bad news. Well, actually, good news. You know that Akira guy that people have been mentioning?
Yeah.
He was class president.
Oh.
Yeah. It seems like Tetsuya was like vice president, but it also seems like he doesn't do his job. Like now that he's now president, he just doesn't do anything.
But there's a connection.
Yes.
Well, I was gonna ask, should we try and like hold new elections, or?
It seems like everyone's just sort of accepted it as it is. It seems like most of the time, people just pick up responsibilities. If they want something done, they just do it themselves. Tetsuya just attends the student council meetings. It seems like he got the second most votes, so they're just like, okay, you're up.
But vice president is open?
Technically. They're technically looking for a vice president because he's moved up, but they haven't done it officially. Yeah. All right. Does anyone have any other questions?
Could I tell if Spooky Girl was actually believing the meta liberation stuff.
Ooh, okay. Give me a second. I'm not gonna have you make a roll. I'm just gonna have her make a roll. Because that seems reasonable. Yeah, she's fairly closed off. Most people don't carry around 2 books of something they're only mildly interested in.
And one that has a disguise.
Right, yeah. It seems a little bit over the top. It's hard to tell why she likes it. There's a few different elements in the book that she might have been attracted to. You'll also notice that these, both her copies are fairly new. So it doesn't seem like she's like reread these 1,000 times.
All right.
So
it's a risk, but nothing certain yet.
Yes, so you get like the sort of sense that she's indifferent to it. There's some like things that'll clue you into like how deep she is into this whole rabbit hole, but there's nothing that's overtly like, oh yeah, she's super into the Meta Liberation Army and she like wants to destroy Hero Society. Nothing like that, but yeah, you just get the sort of general vibe that she agrees with something in the book, or she has some sort of personal connection to it, and she's new to it. Oh wait, you said you were reading this book in history class, right?
Yes.
Could you just roll insight?
Insight is... Oh, that's not good. 1d6 plus 2.
All right. Yeah, I mean, the book is very persuasive. And you are obviously very, like, you classically have had, like, you've had your quirk and you, like, understand it and you use it fairly frequently. So this sort of through line of, like, hey, maybe people with quirks shouldn't be punished just for having their quirks, and it's important to let them live their lives. Because quirks are, like, a sort of part of you and that sort of idea. You can choose to agree with it or not, but that you just sort of get that it's a very persuasive book. So if you had been perhaps less insightful, it might have been a little bit more ensnaring.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
He would just...
Yeah, it's still essentially propaganda. So, you know, willingly consuming it.
He would know that much.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, you get the sense like, oh, okay, you got to take this with a grain of salt. It's still counterculture, so if you're not like, if you're wary of it, it's not gonna riddle your mind.
He's like, yeah, I get why people would fall for this.
Yeah. And there are some philosophical points that are still true. Like, there are certainly problems in Hero Society that need to be addressed. I mean, Destro is still technically like a villain. Vigilante at best, villain at worst.
Yeah. Would I find anything different, like notes or any like scribbles?
There is one important thing to note. It's only at the back of the book, so if you'd like flip through it first, there is water damage on the back of the book.
Like the whole page, or just like some spots?
Like someone had like dropped it into a puddle, and the back of the book like got wet. So there's like that, like it's not like severe water damage, but like the pages are like they stick together a little bit. But nothing
he's nothing obvious.
No names. A few of the pages have been dog-eared, but you realize very quickly that it's only the chapters. Like, each chapter has been dog-eared. It seems like this is her second copy, so she does not have any notes in this one. Yeah, I mean, it's good that we cover all our bases, especially since you guys are now investigating the entirety of Class 1D. yourselves excluded, of course, right?
Yeah, man, totally.
Mason in his head fully believes he could be the traitor. He just doesn't know it.
No comment.
You could never love me for me, 'cause you mold me into something else, change me into what you want. All I ever did was love, and it wasn't good enough. We are trying to make this garden for two, but you had brought the cold and the roses never bloom.